Hello, everybody, and how are you doing? Welcome to episode 2 of MALP Talk. I am here with another special guest. Just like I said last time, I am here with my good friend, long friend, Tyler.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tyler, as he just introduced me to be.
I felt like you were going to say something after that. I don't know what I thought you were going to say, but I felt like, I'm Tyler, and I don't know. Anyways, so first of all, like I always do with my guests, I just want you to tell them a little bit about yourself, whatever you feel comfortable saying, just so they kind of get a basis of who you are. And I guess don't really tell them how you know me yet, because we're going to get into that in just a minute. But just let them know, who is Tyler?
All right. Well, I am a senior in high school. I work as a coffee barista in my spare time.
Professional.
When I'm at school. I spend time in the community, and I, hang out with my friends. I run track for my school. I pole vault. And
whoa,
I spend my spare time, like I said, working, volunteering, playing games, and hanging out with family.
Alrighty then. Yeah, that's quite a bit. I didn't actually know some of that stuff, but like I said, but I haven't actually talked to Tyler in a little while. Recently, we caught up again, but we had a big gap where we just kind of lost communication. Just things happened. It was nothing bad, but we lost communication, and then somehow we found each other on Instagram again through a message, and here we are right now, pretty much. So the first subject I want to talk about is the fact that I actually used to be Tyler's boss. We will not say where we worked or anything, just for possible issues that may arise of, like, I don't know. I didn't really check with stuff like that, so we're not going to say where we worked. But we worked somewhere, and I was his boss. It was an after-school program that will be unnamed. And it was very interesting experiences that I actually knew Tyler before I was his boss. I knew him as a kid in the program, and then he became old enough to volunteer in the program. And so that's pretty much what happened. So what I would like to just go over is just a few memories that we remember that stuck out from the years that we knew each other, from me bossing him around and making him do whatever I wanted. That sounded terrible, but I mean, I don't know, what does a boss really do besides boss you around and tell you to do whatever they want you to? It wasn't in a mean way, trust me. Right, Tyler?
Right.
Awkward pause.
So I was at the program with you as a kid or as a volunteer for 5 years.
Yes.
You don't think about it that way, but
it's a long time.
Yeah. And then what was it about? I think it must have been 3 years or so. That puts us here.
Yep.
3 to 4 years.
Yep, pretty much.
That we didn't really talk as much.
Yep.
And then we caught up, and here we are.
Yeah. And now he's driving and jobbing and has a car, and I don't know what else I was going to say. And he's looking into college, even though he's going to be a senior, but he's getting ready to look at which college he's going to be going to. So that's crazy for me to think about. But so you hopefully start and let me know just pick out one for now, memory, and then we'll talk about it, that you remember anything to do with when, I was your boss and you were working with me in the after-school program.
I would have to say that my memory would be I want to say maybe a couple weeks. Every couple weeks we'd have just huge events. Like there would be like Olympic style stuff or talent shows or like music. We'd bring in Rock Band. Remember?
Yes,
I think in the older days.
Not sponsored by
Rock Band.
Or Activision, I should have said.
It would just get the kids so excited to be more than just going to a place and sitting there for 3 hours. It wasn't that. It was like a whole nother friend group that everyone, myself included, because I met you and all the workers there. It was like a whole different group of people that I knew and I could have fun with.
Yeah, that the only thing that I miss at my job right now, which the after school job was before this job I currently have, is that kind of stuff. The big parties and events that I actually planned, pretty much all of them I came up with myself. I mean, the basic ones like a Halloween party, everyone does it, so the idea was already there, but I obviously customized it to my own stuff. And that stuff I kind of miss, and that stuff was a lot of fun. So that's actually a really good memory, and I'm glad that you seem to enjoy them too, even as an employee who doesn't get paid.
Yeah. I mean, I was young. I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And I was till 8th grade. So I guess it wasn't even really for the volunteer hours or anything. It was just kind of like I felt right there.
Yeah.
So I was like, I might as well just stay here.
Yeah, because you get to hang out with people, have fun, like you said, with the fun events. So it's not really like, I don't know. You did do work, though. You did do work. You didn't, never do any work. But obviously, the environment was made to be fun. As long as all the employees did their job, I think I was pretty fair and nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not the only person that I knew personally that, went there. So, I've had my cousin and my good friend also work at the same place with me. So they still know me. They still don't hate me. So that seems good. All right, so now I need to say a memory. And this one is good and bad. And I don't know if you knew this was coming or not, but
Uh-oh.
you're going to remember it. There was a time that was mixed feelings. And I want to talk about good and bad stuff on here, I think. It's not that bad, don't worry. Don't worry. But I think we should be fair and talk about everything. Yeah. So there was one time where it got a little out of hand with us having a good time and fun. I actually squirted a little bit of whipped cream on top of Tyler's head. You remember this, so you know where it's going, right?
Yes.
And so shortly after this, Tyler, this was back in his rebel days. We'll just say that so he doesn't get a bad reputation on the channel. Everyone's gonna.
I'm trying to remember what happened because I don't really remember what happened.
You're gonna remember in a second, but everyone in the comments is gonna say, "Oh, weird, Tyler, he's bad." Don't worry, it's cool. It's fine. It was his bad days. He's gotten much better over the year. He never was a bad kid, but it was just everybody can do something bad and not be a bad person. You know what I mean? And this was a minor thing. But so what happened was I was writing down a very important, I think a schedule or something that I had to write down that I was getting the information of and I was remembering it. So I got a piece of paper. I was writing this very important thing down. I was looking down and from behind me and above me on the table came a plate.
Oh, I remember
Not just a squirt like it did Tyler, but a whole plate full of whipped cream smashing down on the back of my head, landing literally on the important note that I was writing, which was not good timing for anybody. So he obviously went and sat out for a minute while I cleaned up. And then once I was cleaned up, we have to talk about it. I had to tell his mom, we had to do the right thing in that situation because mine was such a small amount. She was overreacting. It was like the worst possible place for it. Time for it. Such a mess to clean up. So, but we got over it. I don't actually know, and I don't know if you even remember what actually happened, if you got in trouble at home or not. But I know it was like, if you did, it was probably not that bad. It was just, whatever. Yeah. I don't know if you got a stern talking to.
And another thing to add about the job that we work together at, even today, it's paying off more than I realized at the time. Last summer, I worked with kids.
Yep.
Again, watching kids on a paid job.
Wow.
Which included an interview and application and a resume. And when they see that I have, over 1,000 hours already working with kids, they're like, it's a no-brainer.
Yep.
I got an award at school recently.
Oh, I didn't know this. I don't think
it was a book award with attached to a certain college.
Wow.
That they recognize me for the amount of volunteer hours I've done.
That's crazy.
And it's just everything that I'm doing now, 4 years later, is all connecting back to that all the time.
Yep. Well, it did also help me too because being in a head teacher, I think I said that, position where I was in charge of everything, I right now I do IT, so that doesn't sound like it makes any sense, but there was some interaction parts of it, especially with the adults. a little bit with the kids too, because I somewhat, the kids are in the classrooms that I go in. But obviously with adults, I deal with the staff all the time. So that was really good to learn about different interaction parts when you're at a professional level and you have to, obviously, if someone's technology breaks and they're using it all day to teach, they're not going to be happy. Well, some of the parents weren't happy. We'll leave it at that. Those won't be mom approved. Well, some of them won't be. So, that was definitely fun. So let's go over, do you have another memory that you remember from when we knew each other? Well, we still know each other, but you know what I mean, from the job. This is great.
The events every year, like not the ones I talked earlier about.
The events that we did.
Oh yeah,
the ones that we did every month that we already talked about. Yeah, great for.
So the ones that were annual, right? Like
Carnival days.
Carnival days. We'd have whipped cream pies.
That was on
which
Carnival
connects to his earlier story.
Yeah. So before that event had happened, the year before, probably years before that, I did Carnival days every year in June. And basically, they would vary, so they weren't all exactly the same. But there was one tradition that stayed where they would be able to put a whipped cream pie, which is just whipped cream on a paper plate, right into the staff's face. And everyone loved it. The kids loved it. It was really fun. It eventually evolved into the kids getting it in their face too, with parents' permission and with them picking who they felt comfortable doing it. And, it just got so much bigger. We've had moon bounces. We've done dunk tanks. We've done cotton candy. I think we had hot dogs on a hot dog roller. I actually rented a big, huge hot dog roller. What am I missing here?
I don't know.
Different prizes. I said that.
Oh, there you go.
It's great to hear things repeated, though. Repetition is very important. See, we're trying to teach you
Consistency.
Here. Exactly. And we had dunk tanks.
Mm-hmm. That too.
And dunk tanks. No.
I always thought it was amazing how the kids would switch from obsession to obsession.
Yep.
And, it would be for a couple weeks, it would be Connects.
Yep.
Or Legos, and then
not sponsored by Connects or Legos.
It would be like Spit, and they'd have all the card packs out, and then all the card packs.
Can't sponsor. We're not sponsored by Spit. Man,
it was just like then sometimes they'd be all over the books, or crazy about board games, or just like sitting around and drawing.
Pokemon censored. Oh man, yeah. It is very interesting when you're dealing, and like they had I don't know when it happened, but I do remember a big thing with silly bands, and I always thought to myself, I wish I invented silly bands. I seriously wish I invented. How do I say this without being disrespectful? Because I mean this in the nicest way. I wish I invented something that's so simple and easy to make a fortune off of. As silly bands. There's plenty of other stuff. There's always stuff coming out that's like a dumb thing that you're like, wow, why didn't no one ever think of this yet? And it's such a good idea, and you can make a fortune off of it. I wish I came up with those one time because those caught on like wild. I know they eventually die down, so it's only like a temporary income burst, but it's crazy how some of those things change over the years.
Yeah. And that income burst is definitely enough to
Yeah, it's a lot. I know. It's not a little bit, but I'm just saying it's not fame forever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know if anything is forever. Everything's going to die down eventually. Eventually, you get old of stuff. That's why it's good to mix stuff up. I mean, that's also why I'm doing this series. We're only in episode 2. And that's one of the reasons why I tried this, because this is a different type of thing than I've done before. It's more of a talk showy, constantly conversation, having topics thing. It's totally different than the other stuff that I plan out, which you may or may not know about. Don't lose. So,
good tip.
Yeah, definitely different. So we're going to, oh wait, no, I didn't give a second memory. I almost just moved on and skipped right over myself. Good job, Dennis. I'm the host. I could do whatever I want, man. At least you're not behind me. This is a better situation. The last people were behind me, and I had to talk to them but not look at them because then I'm looking away from the microphone. And this kind of situation is terrible to look away from the microphone. Right? Isn't this bad? That was terrible, right?
I'm sure that'll sound pretty bad.
That'll
later.
sound pretty... Yeah. You can just picture it in your mind. Picture it right now. Let's just picture it. Picturing. Okay, he's got it. I don't know how you can picture the audio, but that's fine. That's something that you're going to do. So another memory. Oh, man. Why did I ask for 2 when I only planned out 1? That's a terrible situation. Let me just think out loud while I'm talking. Oh, I know. At one point, I decided to boost behavior a little bit more. And I did a system where every single time the kids behaved, they got fake money. It was paper money. It looked like real money, but it was a lot smaller. And what I did was they earned it for behavior, and every Friday, or was it every other?
I think every other.
Every other Friday, we're going with that. They would get to go to the quote-unquote store, which was just a plastic drawers with prizes in it. But they were all different prices, and they were able to spend their money and get the prizes. Well, I think I did do it in the beginning, but it ended up that, I'm very, very busy, so I need the staff to help me with certain things. And I know a big, big help with those things was none other than George. No, I figured if I didn't say, everyone was expecting Tyler. Even he was actually moving up. You couldn't see it. Well, obviously, but he was actually moving up in his seat, waiting for me to say his name so he could.
I was literally on the edge of my seat.
He was on the edge of his seat, and he was waiting to talk right after I said that. And then I just yelled at him. I figured I'd yell a different name. No, but really, it was Tyler.
Yeah, I remember doing that with the money, collecting the money, giving the. That took a long time. Every time, because there were so many kids that wanted to do it because they all got the money. Exactly.
And it was a lot of work, but I appreciate it, and you did a great job at it, and it helped me a lot. And I do remember that being one thing that, I'm sure I said thank you and everything like that, but like that sticks in my mind. So obviously it means that I really was extra appreciative for that to just stick with me after all these years. So thank you for, among all the other help where you helped clean and do normal staff stuff that you could do. And that was really great. One more memory actually that we can share is when we did Volunteer Appreciation Day. After you had been volunteer for 3 years, he actually got the award for Volunteer of the Year, which I helped nominate him along with my boss. And he got to go to some really, really big dinner. The CEO was there, and we presented him with a plaque. And I got to do a speech. And the microphone was too high, so I had to say in front of a large crowd of silent people that I was too short, lowered the microphone, and continued with the speech. Yep, I definitely wasn't nervous during that time. Definitely wasn't nervous. Yeah, I was pretty nervous. And I couldn't look at Tyler because I knew he would make me laugh, and that would have been miserable. So it's not like YouTube where you can just laugh and make a fool of yourself. This was a professional situation.
Yeah. I think I still have that speech on video. And I have pictures.
I would like to see it one day, if you find it. If you ever find it deep in the rubble, let me know.
And I still have that plaque in my room, above my mirror, above my dresser. I have the card that kids made for me on Volunteer Appreciation Day. It's a huge card.
Yes, it
with
was.
all of their signatures in it.
A lot of work.
It says, thank you for volunteering.
Yep.
I have everything from there.
Yeah. The volunteer day was actually at the program. We had a cake. We had the kids go up and say stuff about it. Now, a lot of the stuff wasn't really stuff. They were like really, some of them were very quick, like thank you or whatever. But there was a few that actually were like normal things. And it was just kind of cool because, he wasn't allowed to really do any work, I don't think, that day. We really just all appreciated him and said nice things and ate cake and had a fun time. So I think it was awesome. I also presented them with the card and I think it was a $25 gift card to GameStop since he didn't get paid and we couldn't really give him money for legal purposes. We did that because it's a gift card. It's not cash, so it doesn't count. So, and then you still have the GameStop.
That's it. Yeah, I kept it. Never used it. Sentimental value.
He definitely didn't spend the $25 or anything. I hope you spent it, actually. That would be terrible.
That day was really nice because I was the only volunteer. So by Volunteer Appreciation Day, it was like Tyler Appreciation Day.
Exactly. And I thought it was very, very important to do. And actually, just so you guys also know, the way that we got the money for the gift card and the cake and everything else that we had was by the parents. We actually asked the parents and told them that, we were going to do this event and had them pay money. And not one of them said no. And that's amazing that they even knew that Tyler was good. Like, you would think I would know, the staff would know, the kids would know, but the parents that just pretty much come in and pick up, some of them stay a little bit, but most just pick up, a lot of them knew who he was. So that was really awesome that all of them were totally happy for that idea. They had no problems with it at all. So, but you definitely deserved it, man. You definitely deserved it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, we're going to move on to the next subject. And the next subject, we're going to be talking about our favorite family-friendly video game or games that we can think about. And it's my tradition to start with my guest, who is definitely prepared for this situation and definitely can say something right after I go over to him right now.
Yes, I can. My favorite family-friendly video game. I butchered that.
I don't know what you just said. My favorite.
So, this is an old one, but despite it being old, you'll probably all know of it.
Hey, I'm old.
Exactly. Dennis is old. You all know of him.
Wow. All right.
Connectimals for the Xbox Connect.
I do know what that is.
Do you know that? Yeah.
It took me a minute for a minute. It
So
took me a minute for a minute. It took me a minute, and then I was like, wait a minute.
that was for the Xbox 360, and it came out it was one of the first games to come out on Connect, I remember. And I think it came with my Xbox, like maybe it was a bundle or something.
Oh, maybe they did have a bundle.
But because I know with the Connect Sports came like all the time. That came with every Connect.
Yep.
But I also got Connectimals.
Wait, we're not sponsored by Microsoft, by the way.
Only Connect.
Yeah, Connect, but not Microsoft. Don't get them. I don't know how that's possible.
So I didn't actually play that game for a while when I got it because I just had other games. I was like, oh, this is kind of a small thing. I had other games to play. But I love animals. So I finally put it in, and it's just like these adorable, you get pets. They can be dogs, cats.
Yep.
I had a baby cheetah as my pet.
I mean, come on, that's not safe in real life, so this is like a dream come true.
Exactly. You get to experience it
Yep.
firsthand. And you basically, the graphics were awesome for like a pet game, because you don't have a lot of pet games with like good, like high quality, full screen.
Yeah, it was
console
3D.
graphics.
You can move all around environments. It was crazy. I played it over my friend's house. I didn't own it myself. I had a Kinect and Xbox 360, which you can probably see over there. But I never actually owned that game because I went over someone's house to play it. But it was really cool. It was fun.
Yeah, and it has a lot of progression in it. Surprisingly, you start out with the pet, and you can teach it some small tricks. You play with it with toys, and then like you progress. You get points for like doing certain things with toys or winning games with it. Like you'd have to like knock down bowling pins by like having it hit a ball or something like that.
Yeah,
and then you could like move to the next area with like cooler toys. More games, awards to win, you do more tricks. Like at some point, I could get my baby cheetah to do like a flip in the air. And
I think you also put, when you want to get a different character, you put the stuffed animal up in front of the Kinect and it read it, right? And put it in the game later on when they added more characters. So that was really, really cool.
Yeah, and it was all through the Kinect. There was no controller, so...
Yeah, hands-free. Wait, well, no, you're using your hands. You know what I mean? I don't know what I meant.
Controller-free.
Controller-free, not hands-free. Well, unless you don't have hands, because then it is hands-free.
So,
But anyways.
Yeah, that is my favorite family-friendly video game because it was memorable. I haven't had an experience like that since or before.
Wow. That was really, really good. I don't know if I can top that. We're not trying to top each other. I don't know why I made this a competition. It's just a conversation. But that was actually really, really good. That was awesome. Okay, so mine is not original at all, and it's extremely popular. But the reason I'm picking it is not just because it's something I've played on my channel and something that's popular, something people know, but Tyler in particular is the reason that I played it. So that's why I'm picking it. And you might know what it is now because I probably said too many clues. Minecraft. Yep, that's right, guys. I would have never played Minecraft ever if it was not for Tyler, because I'd heard a lot of people talking about it, including him, and I had gotten... how did it end up happening? I don't know. He really... I was sick of everyone talking about it and not really understanding what they were talking about. So I said, if I get it, can you play with me online on Xbox 360 and show me it? He said yes. Now, mind you, this was way back in the day when it was early Minecraft getting popular. So really we just did survival, just going around and surviving. That's the name of the series. That's what it, okay, you get what it is. So I was like, okay, so we're doing it. Happy game. You click the blocks, you make the act. He taught me all the simple things to make. Then it gets dark. And that's where it got real. That is where it definitely got real. And that was my early version of playing Minecraft. And it was a horrifying experience having the creepers and the monsters and the zombies attack me in our small little house with my bed next to the window. So it was fun and funny, and we had a good time playing it. But it just, I don't know, there was parts of the game that I didn't feel like I could play it a long time. And back then, that's the only thing I knew from Minecraft. So then fast forward to now, where I'm on my channel, where I got it on the PC, totally different. There's so much more you can do with the game, and I know about so much more you can do with the game. And I like to do variety on my channel, so I don't like to only play like only survival or only, I haven't really done much survival anyways. But so it's kind of cool because I can always do different things like parkour. You can make up your own games. People are always making new things in it. You can build stuff, and that could be fun when you have certain weird competitions and things like that. And yeah, that's pretty much my favorite.
I'd agree. It's a fantastic game for longevity because you can literally do anything in that game. I mean, it's built around the concept of being able to build anything or do anything.
Yep. But it's called Minecraft because you mine and you craft. That's how it started.
Yes, originally.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny that now it's like build, parkour, fight, survival, adventure,
enchant, brew potions,
craft.
That's
a real long name. That's why they didn't choose that. Imagine if they chose that for the name.
I don't know when exactly you started playing Minecraft.
I don't know what year it was, but I know I played it with you.
Yeah, I remember my cousin introduced me to that game, and it was like, when I played, there wasn't hunger. There wasn't like...
Oh, wow.
You couldn't sprint.
Oh.
The bows, you know how like you pull back a bow?
Yep.
There was no pullback. You just click and it would fire.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
It was crazy. And then when they introduced in the same update, they introduced pulling back bows, sprinting, hunger, and like a ton of new animals. And it was one big update. And I remember I didn't play for the longest time because I was like, this is ridiculous. Yep. I can't eat food. That's not how it goes. I can't play. This isn't the game I know. And now I've gotten back into it and I still play it from time to time and I like it.
Wow. Yeah, so I didn't really go through a lot of the updates because when I played it on PC, it was way long.
Yeah.
By then, there was like YouTubers making millions of dollars on playing Minecraft. So clearly there was a lot of stuff to do. Sorry if I make random sounds, but that's just what I do when I make mistakes. When I make vocal mistakes, that is how it goes. So we're going to move on to our final subject because our time is almost up. I mean, we're not ending exactly on 30 just because that would cut off our sentence. But, you know, we're getting pretty close to time's up. So the last question is, what is your favorite video on MALP so far? And I'm going to start with you, and this isn't just for you. This is for me, too.
Okay.
This is a little tough for me because all my videos I like equally. But there are ones that are, of course, better than others, and I have more attachments to. So give me one or two of your favorite videos, because you've seen my channel a little bit by now. He didn't even know I had a channel till recently, till we caught up again. So, don't be mad in the comments again that he doesn't know all 200 something of my video.
I'll watch them all today.
240 something of my videos. Yeah. I don't think you can get through them all in one day at this point.
I'll put 5 on at the same time.
Yep. It is crazy to think about that, though. It's like 240 something at this point. The reason I don't know the numbers is because I have a few scheduled and I have it minimized. So, yeah, but it's 240 something, and that's ridiculous to think about all those videos, and I did them in a little over a year.
Wow.
It's a lot. So anyways, what is one of your favorites?
I love the Beat Buddy series because of the music component, because like all the music games that I've experienced, I've never played something like Beat Buddy, but the music games I've experienced, like Rock Band, what are some other ones, like the Wii Music kind of games, all are kind of just like the same concept of I mean, they're based around music, but it's like you play music,
Yep.
and that's it. You get scored on playing music. But this is based around music, but it's like kind of an adventure game.
Yep.
That's based around the concept of making music.
Exactly.
And it reminds me of a game that I loved on the PSP called Patapon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that
I think
correctly.
it's Patapon.
Patapon?
Yeah.
And it was
But I'm sure
basically-
someone will correct us with a phonetically correct comment if they know what we're talking about and they want to make us look dumb.
Yes, exactly. And that game was like, you would have like a little army of black circles with arms and legs.
Okay, I was gonna say that sounds so uninteresting.
No,
when you start
it's
describing-
like the little cartoon.
I like the game
they're
too.
cartoon
for the
characters,
record.
yeah.
I know what game you're talking about. I liked it too, but I'm just saying when you described it like that, it's like there's little black dots and you control them.
No,
and
it's
they have
like-
arms and legs.
Yeah, it is. It's a very pretty game. I'm not describing it to its full extent, but
Yeah.
it's little cartoon characters.
You have to experience it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games that you have to experience, and they can be described, but until you've played a video game, or, I mean, if you watch it on YouTube too, but if you're just hearing about it, a lot of video games are not as good when you hear about them.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking about the first game I played, Cosmicoria, and it didn't sound interesting when I started to talk about it, just verbally. But that's why I think it's really good for YouTubers to play it and people see it.
Yes, that's how I find out about a lot of the games I play. I'm
Yep.
like, this looks really interesting. But Patapon was, you'd make a beat with the 4 different like color buttons on it was for PSP, and depending on what beat you made, your army would do different things like defend, attack, run, retreat, things like that. And I loved it because of the music component, because they worked it in so nicely and so seamlessly.
They did.
And so Beat Buddy's the same kind of way, and I can just
was.
sit there and it's like hypnotic, where I can just be like, there's always some new beat to
Except for the fact that I'm in it commenting, ruining the hypnotism.
No, it's fine.
Okay, as long as I
Still
can
enjoy it.
Yeah. So, before I say mine, I just want to say Beat Buddies is definitely a favorite of mine that I actually mentioned in episode 1. And the cool thing about that is a part of a series, and a lot of people that have only came to the channel when Beat Buddies was the only no editing here video don't know about the series. The series No Editing Here started quite a long time ago, and it was because at the time I was newer to YouTube and I wanted to give people more videos but not have to spend a ridiculous amount of time editing them, not for laziness, but to give them more content quicker, because I didn't have a lot of time. So I came up with no editing, no cutting out, no, if something happens weird, it's staying in the video. There's 2 or 3 episodes that were boring. The games were terrible, so they never became real episodes that people saw, because that's the only bad part. You have to have a good game, upbeat game, no puzzle games. You have to spend an hour thinking about it. But that's definitely a favorite game of me. I love the music, I love the beats, and I love how, like you said, the music goes with it. Like, you'll be bouncing off stuff and it will go with it. Some of the things you go through, you have to do them on the beat, which is really, really cool. And when I first played it in part 1, I knew that, but I didn't get into the pattern at first, so I did miss a few.
I could tell.
Once wow, that just went downhill.
Hey,
but
I would have done just as bad, or if
but
not worse.
that's really cool that they made it like that, and it seems to work very, very good, and it could be run at very high quality, which I was very, very happy about. So, moving on to my favorite video on MALP, which is, again, very, very hard to decide, and there is so many to choose from that it would be tough. But I'm going to have to say my 200th video wrap would probably be my favorite, because, and even the 100th, but if I'm picking one, I guess I'll go with 200, because it was just such a big milestone, and there was more work and production value put into that one than the first one. The cameras were a little high quality that I was using, and it was just so much stuff that I had to put into that. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I have. I've seen like about half of it, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember I was going to take out the trash when I was watching it. Not to
Wow,
connect you with the trash anyway, but I just remember I started watching it, and I was told I had to go to take out the trash, so I was trying to finish watching it, and it was raining. I remember it so clearly, and so I watched about half of it, and then I didn't finish, which I should. I forgot.
Yeah, it's not even a long one. Of all my videos, like, the actual thing itself is short. I mean, the after stuff, there's like mess ups and stuff, which are actually really entertaining too. So that was the fun part about it. It took me That's not gonna go off on good on camera at all. You rubbing your shirt. The sound. I just saw the sound of it just go.
I'm sorry.
Like move up and they're gonna be like, what was that? Now I have to explain it to them. I'm so sorry for Tyler rubbing on his shirt.
I just
Okay.
wipe my hand on my shirt.
Yeah, and he ruined the whole video.
Yep.
I mean, wow. This isn't even a video. Oh, this is a great way to end it. So yeah. So I took 2 or 3 days to record it. My cousin Jen stayed over for quite a long time. She helped me with the camera work, some prep, some costume stuff, you know, all kinds of stuff in the video. So it was just a really, really good time. And I can't wait for 300, which is oddly enough getting close to the point where I have to start planning for it. I plan for these quite far and ahead of time to give myself plenty of time to do them. So every 100th video is a new wrap and video concept, which is a lot of work, as you could only vaguely imagine. You can only a little bit imagine how much work goes into these. So those would probably be my favorite just because they're so much fun. And when they're like the process when you get to where you're like rushing it is like a little nerve-wracking. But when it's done and I get to watch from start to finish the completed final thing, made, uploaded, done, that is the moment when it's all worth it for me.
It ends up being like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
You can just put on a trophy shelf.
Pretty much. Not that you know what that is like when you have trophies. You do have plaques, so yeah. Do you have trophies?
I have some.
Oh.
I think old trophies. Nothing recently.
Well then.
I think I won a baseball game once.
Once.
Baseball league.
He won one baseball game in his whole life.
And I got a trophy for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fun. So yeah. So that's pretty much why. And that's not because like the video game episodes are kind of like, you know, I don't know how to put it. They're not bad. They're not fun. It's just that they're...
That's the meat. That's what your channel is.
Yeah, they're the main things, and they're what I have to get out every single week. The ones that are every 100 video for the wrap, I do a lot ahead of time. So it's over time. So that's why I picked those. But trust me, I love the video game ones. I love coming up with new creative ideas, and I love MALP Talk. That's a good shout out to the...
I enjoy MALP Talk.
I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Well, we're pretty much out of time. So this is the second time Tyler's done this today. Tyler, you get to do my outro with me. Yes, the outro for MALP Talk is the same as the other one, except for the fact that you don't have to worry about the arm, even though everyone still wants to do it. So, since this is uncut and live, unless I need to cut or censor something out, we're going to have to do the 3, 2, 1 on it. So I hope you're ready because here it comes. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. I will see. Oh, wait. One more thing. Everybody, if you would please remember to leave comments in either, if you're watching this on YouTube or on SoundCloud, and let me know of questions you would like to ask me in future episodes of MALP Talk. My next episode of MALP Talk, the special guest has not been picked out yet, so that's sad. But I'd like to give you guys a little sneak peek. Everyone knew that you were going to be on this one because they had the little sneak peek. They knew it. So they were expecting you. They didn't know who you were, though. But so since I don't have the special guest picked out, I will just give you a little sneak peek of information that the next episode will be 1 hour long. It's going to be a 1 hour long episode. So get ready for that and make sure you plan accordingly for the second month of the month to have an hour free. Cancel all your plans.
Yes.
All right.
Be there.
Well, be there. Well, you could be wherever you want. You don't have to be there. You just have to play it. Okay. Anyways, well, we will see you guys. What? We won't see you. We'll hear you. We'll talk to you. We'll something.
We'll
I
be
don't
back.
Know. You won't even be back. Okay. Next MALP Talk, we'll see you. I don't know what I just said. Words are not forming in my mouth, so this is it. 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.